Hi everybody and welcome to JC Rock Ministries. It's our second video and it's exciting time because it's just all just been prepared and starting to really flow now. So Peter, I want to ask Peter another question tonight, and it's basically, what is the most important question people will have to answer in their lives?
Oh, wow. Well, that is a good question because there's many important questions that people will have to answer.
Yeah,
Like they'll be growing up and they'll say, what exams will I take in school?
yeah,
That's a very important question. They'll say, what career do I want?
yeah,
You know, do I want to get married? Do I want to have children? And then there's a big financial outlay decision. Do I buy a car, or am I going to have enough money to rent a flat, buy a house, or whatever it might be? And there might be somebody watching this now who's on the verge of, they've got a very important decision to make regarding one thing or another. But you know, all these questions really, in my view anyway, pale into insignificance when confronted by this one question that Jesus confronted his disciples with.
yeah,
They were outside a city called Caesarea Philippi, and Jesus asked them a question, and he said, who do people say that I am? And, you know, his disciples answered him in various ways that they thought. Some say you're Elijah. Others say you're John the Baptist, Jeremiah, one of the prophets. And if you ask people that question today, who do you think Jesus is? Well, you get all various answers. But then Jesus turned to his disciples and said, who do you say that I am? Who do you say that I am? You know, and there was silence. And Peter said, you're the Christ, the Son of the living God. And then he said, flesh and blood hasn't revealed this to you, but my Father who is in heaven. And the reason why I say that all other questions pale into insignificance is because the way you answer that question
yeah,
will decide where you spend eternity.
yeah,
If you say, well, I think he was a good man,
yeah,
you'd be right in one sense. If you say, I think he was a prophet, I think he was a very wise man, but even though you'd be right, yes, he was a prophet, yes, he was a good man, yes, he did do some extraordinary things, but Peter said, you're the Christ. In other words, you are the Messiah. You are the promised one. You are the Son of God. And Jesus said, no, you didn't read that in a book. You didn't learn that in any college. In other words, flesh and blood didn't reveal that to you.
Yeah.
But my Father who is in heaven. There are many people today, everybody on this planet in fact, will have to answer that question. You may not be asked it directly, but by the way you live your life, by the decisions you make, you may be an atheist. And you are answering that question by just saying, well, I don't believe Jesus anyway, I don't believe in Jesus, I don't believe in the Bible or any of that stuff.
yeah,
Or you may be a Christian and you say, I believe that Jesus is the Son of God. Or you may be a follower of another religion. You may be a Jew, you may follow the Islamic religion or a Buddhist or anything. And you may answer, yeah, well, I think he was a good man, I think he was a prophet, but that's it. No. The question is, unless you say, along with Peter, and along with every other true Christian today, we believe that Jesus is the only begotten Son of God, the Bible teaches that even if you are a good person, even if you are a religious person, even if you do all sort of good works and give to charity, all these things will avail you nothing because you don't believe that Jesus is the Messiah, the only begotten Son of God, more than a prophet, more than a good man. And Jesus himself said, unless a person is born again,
yeah,
they cannot see or enter or experience in any way the kingdom of God. There are many people today who are religious. Nicodemus, who sought Jesus out, was a religious leader. There are plenty of religious people today Jesus never came to bring us religion. He said, I've come that you might have life.
Yeah, amen.
Religion has been the curse of this world. Because religion does nothing but breed hypocrisy and cause wars.
Yeah.
And it's a sad testimony that in many churches on a Sunday morning, the biggest hypocrites are to be found in the pews.
Yeah.
But also, to be found in those pews are men and women and young people who've had their lives dramatically changed by an encounter with the risen Christ of God. Once you meet Jesus, your life is renewed, he'll give you a new direction, and he'll give you a new destiny. That is what Jesus said he came to do. I've come that you might have life. Life as God intended you to live it. Life in fellowship with the one who created you and who knows you better than him. So I say again, to everybody out there,
Yeah.
who do you say that Jesus is?
Amen.